All right. Good morning, guys. I wasn't real sure if I was going to make this video or not because so many other people have made this type of video before on this YouTube demonetization and the new policy changes and stuff. And I thought I really don't have that big of a voice on YouTube. In my opinion, certainly doesn't matter. But I would say it's the tight-knit community that we have is awesome. And I sort of feel like I should step up a little bit of social responsibility, if you will. But I think I should step up and maybe speak on your behalf, or maybe kick some knowledge for you guys. But we'll see how it goes. Before we get into that, we need to address an issue right now. Can we stop with the Tide Pods? Honestly, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Some people would say it's Darwinism and that we should let natural selection take its course, but I don't want the Republicans to get blamed for it, first of all. Second of all, don't eat it. When we were kids, we had Tide Pod powder, not Tide Pod powder, but we had powdered Tide, and we had to snort that. And you better believe that 4 out of every 5 lines came from Pablo Escobar. You can believe that shit right now. So, yeah, a lot of you guys got a letter. I don't think I got a letter about the demonetization stuff, but I'll try my best to explain it. The first thing is that the old policy was that you had to, if you wanted a partnership with YouTube, you had to put in an application and apply for it, and a lot of times it would get denied and stuff like that. And then they changed it to more of a softer approach policy where all you had to have was like 10,000 lifetime views on your channel, which isn't a lot. If you do YouTube for 6 months or a year or whatever, you might have that. And then the new policy is that you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Again, this shouldn't be anything new to anybody, as this has sort of been out for a week and I've been thinking about whether I wanted to make this video or not. But here's the skinny. It already had me a little bit pissed off because if you go to your video manager, go to your analytics, click on watch time, it's calculated in minutes. So I don't know if the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. I mean, here's another small example of YouTube saying, hey, it has to be so many hours, but we'll calculate your time in minutes. Well, just calculate it in hours or tell us how many minutes. For those of you out there, 4,000 hours is 240,000 minutes of watch time for an entire year, which roughly translates to, what, 20,000 hours a month, or 5,000 minutes a week? 20,000 minutes a week or a month, 5,000 minutes a week will give you, 240,000 minutes per year. And that's a lot. I'm not so concerned about the 1,000 subscribers, but the 4,000 hours, that seems like a lot. But you ask yourself, well, then why are they doing this? And there's a couple reasons that they stated. The first one is to reduce spam, imposters, and these bad actors. Well, that may be the case, but it's sort of like gun control. If you take away all the guns from everybody, the police are still going to have guns, the military's still going to have guns, and the bad guys are still going to have guns. So no matter what you change your policy to, YouTube, the spam, imposters, and bad actors, they're going to find a way to manipulate their system. They always have, and they always will. So don't give me any crap about this is an attempt to thwart these people, because it's not. So the other part of this is that there's maybe a conspiracy. And that conspiracy comes down to really 2 people in my mind. And those two people are PewDiePie, who made some racial slurs and threatened to quit YouTube, and then all of a sudden, we had Adpocalypse, right? And now we got this jackass Logan Paul, who not only filmed somebody who killed themselves, edited it, probably watched it to make sure that the editing was on point, and then threw it up on YouTube. So he knew that, he probably should have known that was a bad idea to begin with, which I think he did. But now all of a sudden we've got this policy change. So if you want to reduce bad actors, you want to take out the bad actors from the equation, take a look at those 2 morons that they're at the top and they generate a lot of money, but you let them slide with so many of the YouTube terms and policy and community standards that they just keep getting away with it and getting away with it because they're your little money-making machine. And that's not right at all. Now, you're your own business. You do what you want. I've said this for years. If you want to run YouTube in the ground, by all means, do it. Somebody will come up with another platform that rivals YouTube, and they're going to go, you know what? Come over here and do whatever you want, and we'll deal with the advertisers later. Which sounds nice, but realistically, the whole adpocalypse thing was a mess anyway. You've got people pretending to be kids' channels and advertiser friendly, and, you know, they're not. Then you got, you know, channels that are kid friendly that you're running swimsuit model advertisements for and alcohol liquor ads on kids channels. You have no idea what you're doing. You have a bunch of people sitting in a boardroom going, yeah, I don't know, that sounds good, let's just do that. They have really probably never even put any real time into YouTube or understand what the community's about or understand what it takes to make videos for YouTube. So you brought in a brain trust that has no idea what is supposed to be going on YouTube. Okay, so that's sort of upsetting, as you can tell. I'm starting to rant. Okay, so I watch a lot of YouTubers, a lot of bigger YouTubers that I like and respect. You know, Radical Reggie had an opinion on it. Rich from Review Tech USA had an opinion on this, and some of my friends. And that's who I'm really arguing for here, is my friends. The MC Murs, the Captain Retros, the Havs, the Shad Juices, you know, all Biancas, all those people, you know. And Rich made a good point. He goes, listen, if you only have 1,000 subscribers and you have 4,000 hours or 4,000 hours of watch time, you're not making your living off of YouTube anyway. And although I agree with that, I understand what Rich is trying to say, because he makes his living, you know, on the internet and then does some computer work, I think, on the side. But there is a certain amount of, I don't know, not motivation, that's not the right word, but even those guys that are making $8 or $9 a month on YouTube, okay? At the end of the year in December, they've got $108 or something, you know, and AdSense cashes them out, and they've got a nice 100 extra bucks for Christmas or to pay a bill or take the kids out or whatever it is, you know. But I think it's sad that you're taking that opportunity away from them because you can't control other people at the top of the spectrum. That's sort of where I'm getting a little upset, I guess. And I'm not upset with Rich. You know, Rich said what he said, and he's worked awfully hard to get his channel, you know, way up there in the subscriber count. I think he's getting close to 700,000 or something. But I don't understand this blanket punishment, this need to punish everybody just because a few idiots at certain spots in YouTube, not everybody that's, you know, a major YouTuber's, you know, breaking all the rules and stuff, but because you can't control the system that you created, you're just going to punish everybody. Secondly, I haven't heard anybody bring up this issue before, but somebody that makes $9 a month, that $9 in January is the same $9 that's sitting in that imaginary account in February, March, April, May, June, July. So Google and YouTube are collecting interest off of the money that's still sitting in Google's account because they're not going to pay you until you reach that $100 threshold. So that money, it's not like they got a little separate little bank vault at Google where they go, oh, there's Chris's $9 for the month, there's so-and-so's $9 for the month, leave it there. No, it sits in their bank accounts and collects interest, which you would think that they would want a bunch of smaller YouTubers that don't make $100 a month. I don't know, just me. All right, let's wrap this up. I wanted to make coffee, but everyone was asleep. So, hold on. Turn my cheap $3 Home Depot light forward so you guys can see me. So, all right, let's wrap it up, okay? It's 5:15 in the morning. So, if you got on YouTube to try and make your living in the video game genre, which is, you know, overpopulated to begin with, and now you don't have 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours of watch time, and 4,000, then you might want to choose another line of work, because it's probably not going to work out for you unless you are like the master of marketing, which we'll talk about that at the end. If you got in it for fun, like I did, creative outlet, connect with people with similar interests, it doesn't really affect you if you think about it in the big scheme of things. I'm probably going to get demonetized. That's probably, I don't think I have the 240,000 minutes of watch time. But let's try and think of the positives, okay? You still get to create content for YouTube if you choose to. The Johnny-come-latelys, the people that got in this to be rich and famous and be the biggest, baddest video game let's player ever, some of those people are going to go away. And I've said that about retro video game collecting for a long, long time. The bubble will burst, and as soon as it does, when there's no more money in it, or nobody's buying anything anymore, all those people that got into it real late just to make a quick buck, they're going to be gone. Same thing on YouTube in the gaming community. Those people that got on, well, if I can't make my $5 a month, I'm out of here. Okay, bye. See ya. Have hasta la tacos. Goodbye. And we're still going to be here. You know, we're going to be left on YouTube, and all of those views and subscribers that those guys were getting, in theory, will trickle up to us or down to us, depending on where they're at in YouTube. But you guys get the idea, is that there's a potential that your subscribership and your viewership will actually go up if a lot of these people get butthurt enough that, oh, I'm not getting my $5, I'm leaving. And that's a good thing for you. So if you just stick it out, eventually you're probably going to have to hit these marks at some point. Or maybe YouTube will even lessen them. So if you're not, what do you do if you want to make a little money at YouTube and you're just not going to be able to monetize? So if you're still going to stick with YouTube and you want to monetize, want to try and make a little money at it, no shame in that, man. All this stuff costs time, costs materials, games cost money. No problem with that. I have no problem with that. First thing you should absolutely do is, if you live stream, enable your super chat. Do it right now, because you never know when somebody's going to throw you a buck or two, $5, whatever it is. And I can't explain to you the feeling that you get the first time somebody donates $1 or $2 to your channel, and you see the super chat thing pop up. It's actually kind of cool, and you sort of get overwhelmed with emotion that somebody would take time out of their day to give you money so you could make better YouTube content, or you could go, you know, help pay a bill or something. Radical Reggie is a big fan of the Patreon. He's got a Patreon. Rich from Review Tech has a Patreon. Even though he makes his living off of YouTube, he still has to have a Patreon there to supplement his income, to bring in more money. No harm in that, right? No shame in that. I'm not sure how Patreon works. I don't have one. But I think the best thing that you guys can do to get your channel growth is to be able to cross-promote, cross-market. Smash JT is an absolute, I would consider him a subject matter expert in this area when it comes to cross-promoting on, you know, Twitch and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Match.com or wherever Smash JT cross promotes his stuff on. His channel he makes great content, but he's had a great explosion. He's had a great push, and a lot of that, I feel, is due to his ability to cross promote and cross market. So if there's anything that I can ever do to help you guys, please let me know. People in our network, they will always help you, and if they don't, let me know. And the last thing that I want to say before we get out of here is that don't try and see the negatives in this demonetization thing. Try and see some of the positives that can come out of it, and think about what you're going to do with your channel as a result of it. Don't worry about, you know, everybody else. Those of you that are in my group, right? You guys know who you are. You guys and girls know who you are. We talk all the time. We comment on each other's videos. We private message on Facebook. We text every day or every other day. I just want you guys to know that I support you and I love you guys. And if there's anything, and I mean anything, that I can do to help you guys out, please let me know. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, guys.